Hey everybody, it's Marshall here. This is my Gotham Season 3, Episode 5 review, I believe. I have no idea. But anyway, yeah, this is going to be my Episode 5 review, so much to talk about, so much. This episode was amazing. I loved this episode. There's a few things that I feel like now that I've watched this episode, I kind of come to I came to a realization of what I do want for the show and what I don't want for the show. And we're going to talk a little bit about that as well, but let's talk about the overall episode. So the overall episode was really good. I thought it was positive. Did I like this episode more than Supergirl's episode? A little bit. We'll talk about that in my Supergirl review. But yeah, Gotham did wonderful this week. So first of all, what's happening this week? Well, the Red Hood gang returns. So we're going to talk about the Penguin storyline first, just because I feel like that was the biggest. Actually, no, you know what? It's not the Penguin storyline. It's the Riddler storyline. So we're going to talk about that first. Then we're probably going to talk about Bruce and Selena a little bit, because I just love Bruce and Selena. And then we're going to talk about... What's next? What else happened in the episode? I don't even remember now. Oh, we're going to talk about Ivy. We're going to talk about Barbara Quinn. We're going to talk about all that stuff. We're going to talk about Butch. We're going to talk about everything that happened in the episode. So let's get started. So the Riddler, of course, we know he's working with Penguin now. Loved it. I loved this week. I feel like Butch and the Red Hood gang was really fun. I liked how we found out Butch was behind the Red Hood gang. I thought that was excellent. I really thought that it was kind of funny how he tried to make this whole plan to push Nigma out, and then Nigma literally figures the whole thing out. He's like, yeah, I know that you're part of the Red Hood gang, because of the whole Red Hood gang getting shot up and dead. He traces it back to Butch. He's like, hey, listen up. I'm going to take over Gotham. You want to be in it with me? And I'm like, oh, I fell for it. I was like, you know what? Riddler's becoming a villain now too. So I knew for sure that it was definitely like, I thought for sure this is real. And then ended up being like, nope, it's not real. But I kind of got thrown off because I also read the summary for next week and it talked about Penguin and Riddler's relationship, and I was like, oh, well, then that means, you know, maybe they're not, maybe it's not real. I don't know. So I kind of got tripped up there, but I did believe it. So I thought it was kind of cool that they were able to psych it out. I think that Corey Michael Smith and his acting really sold me on that. So I thought that that was a really cool plot twist and that they kind of faked us out a little bit there. I liked how Zaz was involved this week. I want to keep seeing Zaz. We don't see much of him anymore. So that was really fun to kind of get him in there and throw in. And I like how they were like, you got to Zaz? And he's like, I got to Zaz. Like, I was just like, oh, that's so much fun. It was like I was reading a comic book with like a lot of humor, like dark Batman humor. So I thought that that was really excellent. And I think that that's what Gotham's so good at nowadays. With Season 2 as well, it's just good old, dark Batman comic book, type of humor, and I love it, so it's great. So I love the Riddler storyline this week. Excellent. So, of course, Butch has ended up being taken away. Tigress ended up saving him at the end. Tabitha. So we'll see more of that next week, I believe. Hopefully we'll see more of that, because that was pretty cool, too. Or maybe they won't do that. Also, we're gonna get this storyline out of the way, but Barnes with the Alice blood ended up being able to walk that cane thing or whatever. Really cool. I'm excited to see what happens with him. Like, what will the path be down? What will the path be that he goes down? You know, so I'm excited for that as well. But that was pretty great. So the Riddler storyline, really wonderful. Now let's talk about something that I came to a realization to. So last week I told you guys about how they were definitely pushing Penguin and the Riddler to be a couple, and I was like, I'm fine with it. But this week, I actually kind of watched it happen. Like, they're definitely becoming a couple. Like, it's so obvious. Like, with the whole hug that happened at the end, they're going to be a couple. And I realize now I don't want that to happen. I'm all about equality. I'm all about representing it on TV, because I feel like TV is a big deal. A lot of people watch it. So, I think that not only can there be, can you represent something that you feel is right? Because I feel like that's something that they should do. I mean, on television. I feel like that's something that's an automatic. You should represent not only the LGBT community, you should do, black actors, Asian actors, Mexican actors, or I guess Hispanic actors, Native American actors, anything. I feel like it should be represented. But there is a fine line between when and how they should do this, and especially on Gotham. I feel like on other shows, it's way more, easier to do because it's not comic booky. This, Gotham in particular, I feel like has to be careful. The Flash, I think the Flash has done this too. I think they've made characters, they've kind of I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Not gender bend, because you're not changing the gender of the character, but I guess sexuality bend? I guess, bending the character's sexuality for the show? Like, the Flash has done it, I think. I think Arrow did it. for Mr. Terrific, I believe. I don't know. Maybe they didn't. I have no idea. But, you know, when you're doing that for lesser characters, it's not that big of a deal. No one makes too big of a deal out of it. But when you're doing it with big characters, that's a big of a deal. Like, I'm serious. Like, changing the race, changing the gender. Like, I know a lot of people kind of flipped out about the whole Firefly thing on Gotham when they casted a woman actress. So, or I guess woman actress is the same thing. Anyway, so with here, when they're changing the sexuality of the two characters, it's a very sensitive, delicate thing because you don't want to offend fanboys and fangirls. And I happen to be a fanboy. So it's like, oh, I don't know how I feel about it. I like it because it's new and innovative and they're taking a chance and they're really representing what's right. But at the same time, it's like, I know a lot of people are going to tear this down. I know a lot of people are going to hate this. And I don't want to hate it. But there's a part of me that says, don't touch the characters in that way. You know, leave them in a certain way that everyone can be happy with them, right? Just make them the comic book personas everyone knows and loves, instead of trying to do it innovatively. Or, is that a word? Innovatively? But I feel like, you know, and again, there's a part of me that says, oh yeah, do it, because it's innovative, it's different, it's taking two characters that everyone knows and representing something that has never been done with those characters before, and making a stand to say, hey, why can't they, why can't they be with each other? Why can't they have this romance together? So I feel like it's a really touchy thing. I feel like a lot of people will try to tear it down. A lot of people will try to raise it up. And a lot of people will be like, meh, because I'm kind of like in between. Like, I have that part of me that says, go ahead with it. Like, it's amazing. And then I have this part of me that's like, oh, don't do it. And then I have this part in the middle that's like, I don't really care. Do what you want. Do what you want, Gotham. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the fans and what, if they'll actually pursue this. I don't know. But we'll see. So I just wanted to, talk about that, kind of get that, kind of flow in your brains and kind of make you think about that. But yeah, it was really nice to see that. I'm open to it at this point, and I think that we'll see what happens with that going forward. But anyway, that was really fun. Loved the Riddler storyline. It was fantastic. Now let's talk about Bruce and Selena. I know. So Bruce hires Gordon to look into Ivy's disappearance. Loved it. They didn't really touch on that in the episode. I was kind of like shocked. They were like, well, they didn't really do anything. Like, he went after Alice, and like he didn't even know Jervis. He didn't even know Jervis at all. And we have this huge episode about finding Alice. I feel like that's because of the Mad Hatter storyline, but it's Bruce Wayne. You ain't gonna look into Ivy for him? Like, seriously. Like, he kind of did, but it was kind of like a rush. It wasn't really rushed as much as it was quick. You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of like a get it over with. Or put it out of the way, we'll deal with it next week kind of thing, right? It was kind of like a filler type situation so that they could get Ivy back on topic. And I didn't like that as much as I liked some of the other things that Gotham has done this season so far. But Ivy ends up being at the club. I love her reaction to Selena, like, stealing wallets when she was like, run along, little kitty. I'm not going to reveal who I am just yet to you. I loved that. That was fantastic. Now let's talk about something that I really appreciate out of Gotham. Gotham feels like Tim Burton movie. Like, I feel like I'm back in Tim Burton's Batman Returns. Wasn't that what it's called? I think it was like Batman Returns or something like that with Michael Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer. When Bruce and Selena were on the rooftop of the Sirens Club and you saw all those city buildings and all the glowing lights, there was a sign that, it was like pink, it was a neon pink sign. Totally reminded me of Michelle Pfeiffer's hello sign in her room in Batman Returns. Loved it, and I was like, you know what? Cameron Bicondola can pull off a younger Michelle Pfeiffer, and I feel like David Mazouz can kind of pull off a younger Michael Keaton. So I love how that works out. I love how it just feels like you're not only reading the Batman comic, but you're also reliving the movie, Tim Burton's movie. I love it. I thought it was fantastic. We don't get the same feeling out of Penguin with Robin Lord Taylor, but that's okay, because I like Robin Lord Taylor's Penguin. I think it's pretty cool. I feel like they need to make him a little bit more menacing. I think they need to work on the character a little bit, because we don't want it just to be the romance between Riddler. We want it to be, to kind of help the character grow help the Penguin grow as a character as well. But love the Bruce and Selena stuff. I like how Bruce finally came out with his feelings. He was like, I like you, Selena, more than friends. And she's like, ends up kissing him, and she's like, she just does that, and he's like, I'm confused. And she's like, good. And I'm like, oh, I laughed so hard at that part. I was like, yes, that's what we need. Like, yes. Like, that was the best thing they could have wrote for that relationship. So I love that as well. All's well that ends well with that as well. But another thing that I really want to talk about for the show is a lot of people do not like Gotham. I understand this. There's tons of people at school who hate Gotham. I hear it all the time. Oh, I hate Gotham. It's not canon. They're not doing it right. The characters have to be after Batman, not before. I get it. I get it. You guys hate Gotham. But where are you going to get a show where you have like 80% of the Batman villains in one room? Right? That one scene where they end up revealing that Butch is the leader of the Red Hood gang. You have Penguin, Poison Ivy. Barbara is basically Harley Quinn. So you have Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, the Penguin, the Riddler, Zaz. You have, I know there was more, like Selena, I guess, was kind of there. She wasn't in the building at the time, but Catwoman. You got all those villains just in one room. That's fantastic. I mean, that's great. Where are you going to get another show like that? And I feel like the way they do it, it just feels like a comic. Or when, like, Barbara was, like, best party ever. Like, it felt like Harley Quinn was actually, like, it felt like a comic book that I was reading that had, like, all the different panels. And it was fantastic. I love it. So I think that Gotham has gotten really comic booky, and I like how they've done it. In Season 2, it was a little bit too much. But I feel like in this season, like, like I said about the Keaton backgrounds, like, with the city, and, like, all the Batman villains in one room, like, it's fantastic. I love it. So I thought that they did a great job with that as well. So overall, wonderful episode. I'm pretty sure I probably left some things out about Lee. There's a few things about Lee that I didn't mention. But I'm pretty sure there's even more that I left out. But if there is, comment down below and we'll probably do another video about it. Next week is Mad Hatter. He is back once more. We'll watch more about that, and I'll do another video about that as well. My Supergirl video is on the way, and I know that a lot of you guys really do like the reviews that I'm doing right now, so thank you guys for that as well. Don't forget to comment. Come on, guys. Please comment. I want to hear your opinions about the episode, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. Do you like what they're doing with the Penguin Riddler relationship? Do you like what they're doing with Barbara being Harley Quinn? What do you guys think about it? So comment down below. Links to my other videos, links down there to my Twitter, Instagram, Vine, vlog channel, and gaming channel. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.